Final approach into Frankfurt, rain hammering the glass, winds shifting, and the Fenix A320 holding steady, mostly. Join me, Marsh W13, for more. Meine Damen und Herren, VR Flight Sim fans, guten Tag und welcome back to the channel. Welcome aboard Lufthansa Flight 175, cruising from Berlin to Frankfurt, Germany in the newly updated Fenix A320. That's right, we're trying out the BFU. No circuits, no practice runs. We're just going to jump right in. And yes, we're flying full VR in a living world, powered of course by SayIntentions.AI with dynamic traffic and real-time ATC. But today's flight also brings something you don't always see in my full flight videos: stormy weather over Frankfurt, a rain-slicked approach, low visibility and busy skies. So grab your virtual boarding pass, settle in, and let's fly through the chaos together. But first, let's take a look at the flight plan. And as you can see in the summary there at the top, we're flying as Lufthansa 175 from Berlin-Brandenburg to Frankfurt am Main. Our alternate is Düsseldorf. 54 minutes in the air, 299 miles en route. For the routing, we're expecting to take off from 24 left, flying the Logdo 3 November departure, cruising at 24,000 feet with a cost index of 3.4, then arriving on the KERAX 5 Alpha Star via KERAX and expecting the ILS 25 left into Frankfurt. We're loading 12.2 thousand pounds of fuel, anticipating a burn of 5,000 in the air and another 500 during taxi. 117 passengers, 3,900 pounds of cargo, making for a zero fuel weight of 121,600 and a takeoff weight of 133,400. Weather in Berlin is relatively placid with blue skies, winds at 3 knots more or less straight down the runway. However, in Frankfurt, we're showing rain showers with the forecast indicating some intensification over the course of our short flight today. Here's an overview of our route. Nothing of great interest to point out here. We'll be proceeding mostly west-southwest, encountering a diverse geographic mix of flatlands, forested regions, and rolling hills, all from 24,000 feet. The Logdo 3 November departure starts with a slight left turn, then back to the right for a west-southwesterly heading, pretty much an unrestricted climb, exiting the SID at Logdo. And then for our arrival into Frankfurt, the KERAX 5 Alpha is a bit more interesting, particularly when combined with the weather. The procedure begins at KERAX, at or above 11,000 feet, with a variable transition level prescribed by ATC, but what really makes this approach interesting are these closely spaced waypoints, all prefixed with DF, Delta Foxtrot, which stands for Destination Frankfurt, followed by a number. This is all part of a radar vectoring overlay that supports high traffic sequencing thanks to the close spacing, which ultimately enables an optimally structured flow during peak traffic times, and also supports independent parallel approaches when necessary. Anyway, after exiting the terminal arrival procedure, we'd expect vectors to final or to join the approach to 25 left at a specific waypoint like Delta Foxtrot 626. It will be an ILS approach. The localizer frequency is 111.15. Final approach course is 246. Runway elevation is 361 feet. With a decision height at 200 AGL or 561 feet MSL. I didn't capture a shot of the precipitation radar, but this is a snap of the cloud cover at 10,000 feet, and I assure you those are angry cumulonimbus clouds extending to a height of several thousand feet from the looks of them. No icing expected though during the arrival. We'll see mostly headwinds with an average out of 273 at 3.4 knots, almost anti-parallel to our mostly west-southwesterly track. Crewing Lufthansa 175 today, joining me in the flight deck, we have Officer Heinz Windler, and heading the cabin crew in the back, we have Mara Meyer, hailing from Cologne, here in Deutschland, Germany. So to wrap things up before we jump into the flight, I'll just make a few quick observations about where we are with the payware used on this short journey today. First, although my landing in Frankfurt may not demonstrate it perfectly, The flare logic on arrival for the Fenix A320 is vastly improved with this BFU update. The sounds are incredible as well, and the difference, in my opinion, is quite noticeable. The performance in VR was equally outstanding. As for SayIntentions.AI Living World, 3 weeks or so into the beta release for premium subscribers, I'm still struck by the relatively low traffic volumes with respect to taxiing, arriving, or departing aircraft at major airports around the world, even at peak times. You hear a lot of traffic and you encounter a decent volume once you're airborne, but you don't tend to see as much as you might expect on the ground aside from the static parked aircraft at the gates, which, don't get me wrong, the placement of those is certainly spectacular in comparison with some other traffic add-ons. The overall ATC quality is still remarkable, with a few lapses on occasion in accent or dialect or phrasing. The capacity for speech comprehension and storytelling remains the most impressive feature of SayIntentions in general, and I must say, I tried to confuse the cabin crew a bit on this flight. Although I'm not sure it made the final cut, at one point towards the end of cabin service, I called Mara and said, "Bitte bringen Sie mir eine Coca-Cola," or "Bring me a Coke," although I didn't say it in English, and she responded in English with something to the effect of, "Sure, I'll make a Coke available to you soon," which was pretty good. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the rain and the rainbow on approach. But without further ado, let's teleport ourselves to gate Bravo 9er at Berlin-Brandenburg Airport. Gute Reise, guten Flug, and enjoy the flight.
Berlin-Brandenburg Airport. Information mic. 005.
Brandenburg clearance. Guten Tag, Lufthansa 175, Airbus A320-200 at stand Bravo 9er. Requesting IFR clearance to Frankfurt, and we have information mic.
Clearance on request. Stand by. Lufthansa 175, information mic is current. Cleared to Frankfurt via the log 2, Alpha departure runway 24 right. Initial climb to 5,000 feet. Departure on 12.1.13 squawk 5224.
Clearance, do you copy? This is Lufthansa 429.
Clear to Frankfurt via the Logdo 2 Alpha departure, departing runway 24 right. Our initial climb is to 5,000, departure on 121.13, and we are now squawking 5224. Lufthansa 175, danke.
Lufthansa 175, read back correct. Ground is on 121.705, safe flight, sir.
Ground on 121.705, Lufthansa 175.
Marsh boarding has started and the first passengers are aboard the plane. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Lufthansa Flight 175, departing from Berlin to Frankfurt. If you need any assistance, please do not hesitate to contact our friendly crew members. We wish you a pleasant flight.
Berlin clearance, hello. 2782 information, Romeo, request IFR clearance to Liverpool.
Berlin clearance, good day. Lufthansa 2 Tango requesting IFR clearance to Arlanda.
Na, guten Tag, wie geht's? Heute fliegen wir nach Frankfurt und wir haben 117 Passagiere an Bord. Are we ready to go back there now?
Yes, Captain, we are ready to go back there now. And stow your hand luggage in the overhead bins or under the seats in front of you. If you need any assistance, please do not hesitate to contact our friendly crew members. We wish you a pleasant flight. Captain, the cabin is ready for departure.
Dankeschön, Maha.
Cabin crew, all doors in flight and cross-check. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Lufthansa Flight 175 departing from Berlin to Frankfurt. We are delighted to have you with us today. I would like to introduce our captain, Marsh.
Maha will be pushing back in about 2 minutes.
Okay, Captain, we are ready for pushback.
Heinz, guten Tag, mein Bruder. Ready for the departure briefing now.
Runway change to right. Version
set clearance. Stand by.
Transition altitude is 5,000. After takeoff, follow instructions. Above 400, will follow the engine out SID procedure. Takeoff, handle the emergency, and communicate with ATC. I think we're ready to go, Captain.
Thanks, Heinz. And could you speak a little louder, please?
Certainly, I'll speak louder.
Berlin ground, guten Tag, Lufthansa 175 at stand Bravo 9, ready for the push and start.
Lufthansa 175, Berlin ground, pushback approved, face north.
Pushback approved, face north, Lufthansa 175, danke.
Air Anti-420, APU startup approved.
Berlin ground, Air Anti-420 is requesting pushback and startup.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Hello, okay.
Pushback and start approved.
Locking gear. Release parking brakes, please.
Parking brakes released.
Commencing push.
Romeo Papa, ready
All
to taxi.
engines clear. Start at will.
Lufthansa 8 Romeo Papa, taxi to
Starting
runway
engine
24
number
right
2.
via Victor Charlie, Victor 4 Charlie.
Start mode.
24 right via Victor Charlie, Victor 4 Charlie, Lufthansa.
North.
Flight attendant, Mara Meyer.
Starting
We would like to
engine
take a
number
moment to
1.
go over some important safety information before we begin our flight. To fasten your seatbelt, insert the metal fitting
Victor
oxygen,
1,
place it
Sunkirk,
over your
5-6
nose and
November
mouth and secure
Foxtrot.
it with the elastic band. Remember to put your own mask on before assisting others. For your safety, life vests are located under your seats. In the event of an evacuation, remove the vest from its container, place it over your head, and pull the straps to tighten. Inflate the vest by pulling the red tabs or by blowing into the tubes. Maybe behind
Parking
you.
brake set.
We expect our flight
Waiting
to
your
last
confirmation
approximately
for a good
54
engine
minutes.
start.
Makes sense.
2 good
Please
stars
note
clear
that
to
all
disconnect.
food, drinks, and water.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Setting flaps 1. Berlin ground, Lufthansa 175, pushed back now from Bravo 9er on to Victor 2, apron Bravo, ready for taxi with information November.
Lufthansa 175, taxi to runway 24 right via Victor Mike, Victor Charlie, Victor 4 Charlie. Contact tower on 118.805 when ready for departure.
Taxi to runway 24 right via Victor Mike, Victor Charlie, Victor 4 Charlie, contacting tower on 118.805. Lufthansa 175, danke. Parking brake off. Taxi lights on. Runway turn-off lights on, and commencing taxi.
Papa ready to taxi.
Takeoff config check. Takeoff config normal. Hi Maha, it's going to be a relatively long taxi, simply because we have to, we're on the western side of the airport and we have to taxi back east. I'll provide you an update just before we're clear for takeoff.
Thank you for the update, Captain. I will keep the cabin crew informed. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be experiencing a longer taxi today as we need to run the western side of the airport before heading back east.
Echo,
Thank you for your
Bravo,
patience.
Mike Manor, Transylvania 3401.
Hi Maha, it's a clear day and we don't anticipate any turbulence on climb out. So I'll extinguish the fasten seatbelt signs as soon as possible so that you may commence service on this relatively short flight to Frankfurt, okay?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to inform you that it is a clear day. not anticipate any turbulence during our climb out. The captain will extinguish the div signs shortly, allowing us to commence our service on this relatively short flight to Frankfurt. Thank you for your attention, and we hope you enjoy the flight.
Cabin crew, please be seated for departure.
Okay, Captain, I will be seated now. Cabin crew, take seats for departure.
Contact tower on 118.805, guten Flug.
Contact tower on 118.805, Lufthansa 175. Tschüss. Berlin Tower, guten Morgen, Lufthansa 175 on Lima 7, holding short of 25 right, ready for departure.
Lufthansa 175, Berlin Tower, runway 24 right, winds 220 at 4, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, 24 right, Lufthansa 175. Landing lights on. Nose wheel set to takeoff. Strobe is on. Heinz, you have the comms.
Jawohl, I will handle the comms now.
Danke.
Jawohl.
Timer set. 60%. Stable and flex. Airspeed is alive. Takeoff thrust is set. There's 80 knots. B1, rotate. Positive rate. You're up.
00. Contact departure on 119.505.
119.505,
And climb thrust.
Lufthansa 175, contact departure on 121.13.
Switching to departure on 121. Berlin departure, Lufthansa 175 morning, climbing path 175.
Berlin departure identified. Climb flight level 050.
Climbing flight level 050, Lufthansa 175.
Lufthansa 175, climb flight level 210.
Climbing to flight level 210, Lufthansa 175.
Standard altimeter.
Dear guests, we are pleased to inform you that the use of electronic devices is now allowed. Feel free to use your devices as we continue our flight to Frankfurt. Also, our onboard Wi-Fi service is available for your convenience. Thank you for your attention.
Lufthansa 175, climb flight level 240.
Climbing flight level 240, Lufthansa 175.
Autopilot engaged. Hi Mara, we're passing
Lufthansa
through
175,
16,000
contact Bremen
feet
radar on
on our way to
136.45.
cruising up to 24,000. Fairly smooth air at this time, so I'm going to go ahead and turn off the fasten seatbelt signs.
Okay, Captain.
Radar.
I will prepare for the service as soon as the seatbelt signs are turned off.
Eurowing 6 Hotel contact Berlin departure on
Ladies and gentlemen, we are currently climbing through
136.105.
16,000 feet on our way to a cruising altitude of 24,000 feet.
Bremen radar,
The captain will be turning off the
175,
seatbelt
good morning,
signs shortly,
climbing past flight
allowing us to
level
begin our
170,
service.
aiming for
Thank
flight
you for
level
your patience.
240. Lufthansa 175, Bremen radar identified, good morning. Lufthansa 1 Mike Kilo contact Berlin approach on 136.105.
Hi Mara, we've reached our cruising altitude now. I hope the service is going
813,
well.
Bremen radar contact Munich radar on 124.96.
Hi, Captain. Service is going well, and we are preparing to start shortly. We have now reached cruising altitude on this Lufthansa flight 175 from Berlin to Frankfurt. My colleagues and I will begin our snack and drink service shortly. We have some delicious Bavarian pretzels available for €4.50, as well as refreshing Franziskaner wheat beer for €4.90. Please remember that all food, drinks, and Wi-Fi are cashless, so have your cards or mobile payment options ready. After our service, we will also have articles from the Lufthansa shop available for purchase. Thank you for your attention, and we hope you enjoy the flight.
Good, Marsh. You have the comms now.
We are ready for descent, Eurowing 1548.
Hi Mara, I just want to let you know we'll be descending in about 20 minutes.
Thank you for the update, Captain. I will prepare the cabin for descent.
Bremen radar, EC905 Mike Lima, flight level 380.
905 Mike Lima, radar contact. Delta Golf contact Berlin approach on 121.13.
Over to Berlin approach on 121.13, easy 57 Delta Golf.
Lufthansa 175 contact Munich radar on 118.235.
Contacting München radar on 118.235, Lufthansa 175. München radar, Lufthansa 175 with you at flight level 240. Guten Morgen.
Lufthansa 175, Munich radar identified. Point.
Mara, what's the most interesting story you can tell about your career here at Lufthansa thus far?
Oh, Captain, one of the most interesting stories I have is when I had the chance to serve a famous celebrity on a flight. It was quite the experience, as they were very down to earth and shared some lovely stories with the crew. It really reminded me of how special our job is, connecting with people from all walks of life. It was a memorable flight for sure.
Mara, you have a very interesting accent. What city are you from?
Thank you, Captain. I'm from Köln, and I appreciate your kind words about my accent.
Contact Atlantic approach on 120.84 Lufthansa 32.
Mara, I have some information about the weather in Frankfurt that you may pass on to our guests on board. Winds are at around 8 miles per hour out of the south-southwest. There are some clouds at 2,900 feet. And temperatures are 15 degrees Celsius, and we'll be on the ground in about 30 minutes.
Level 400.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have some weather updates for you. The winds are currently around 8 km/h out of the south-southwest, with a few clouds at 2,900 feet. The temperature in Frankfurt is a pleasant 15 degrees Celsius. We expect to be on the ground in about 30 minutes. Thank you for your attention.
München radar, Lufthansa 175 with a question.
Lufthansa 175, go ahead with your question.
For Lufthansa 175, what runway can we expect in Frankfurt?
Lufthansa 175, runway 25 left is active for arrivals at Frankfurt. Expect the ILS approach for runway 25 left.
Expecting ILS 25 left in Frankfurt, Lufthansa 175. Dankeschön.
Direct HMM squawk is 4443. Thank you. Lufthansa 2 Yankee.
Lufthansa 175, contact Langen radar on 127.725.
Off to Langen radar on 127. Langen radar, guten Morgen, Lufthansa 175, flight level 240.
Lufthansa 175, Langen radar identified. Good morning. Turkish 13 uniform, contact Frankfurt approach on 118.505.
Climbing and maintaining flight level 390, Lufthansa 866.
Mara, we're about 5 minutes away from beginning our descent. You may want to wrap up the cabin service now.
Thank you for the update, Captain. I will prepare the cabin for service now.
Lufthansa 175, cleared Kira 5 Alpha arrival into Frankfurt. When you're ready to begin your descend flight level 160.
Cleared for the KERA 5 Alpha arrival and beginning descent to flight level 160, Lufthansa 175. Danke.
Dolomiti 2 Lima Foxtrot, flight level 170.
Dolomiti 2 Lima Foxtrot, radar contact.
Hi Mara, we've begun our descent now.
Thank you for the update, Captain. I will prepare the cabin for descent.
Heinz, I'm ready for the arrival briefing.
We will be arriving in Frankfurt on runway 25 left using the ILS approach. We'll be flying the KERA 5 Alpha arrival. Transition level is 60 feet. After the start, we'll intercept the ILS to runway 25 left.
Lufthansa 175, descend flight level 110.
Approach frequency will be 118.50. Ready for the arrival, Captain.
Agreed. Danke, Heinz.
Understood, Roche.
Descending flight level 110. Lufthansa 175.
Lufthansa 252, descend altitude 4000.
Zenith, altitude 4000, Lufthansa 252.
Hi Maha, we're
Radar
nearing a
contact.
cloud layer here, so I'm going to go ahead and turn on the fasten seatbelt signs, and they'll remain on for the rest of today's flight.
Understood, Captain. I will inform the passengers about the seatbelt sign being turned on. Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the fastened seatbelt signs as we are nearing a cloud layer. Please ensure that your seatbelts are securely fastened for the remainder of the flight. Thank you for your cooperation.
Lufthansa 77 Papa contact Frankfurt approach on 127.28. Red nose 5610, radar contact.
Langen radar, Speedbird 9048, Mike, flight level 380.
Speedbird 9048, Mike, radar contact. Lufthansa 175, contact Frankfurt approach on 118.505.
Contacting Frankfurt approach on 118.505, Lufthansa 175. Tschüss. Frankfurt approach, guten Morgen, Lufthansa 175, descending through flight level 150 for flight level 110.
Lufthansa 175, Frankfurt approach identified. Hello, expect the ILS runway 25 left approach into Frankfurt via Delta Foxtrot 626.
Expecting ILS 25 left approach via Delta Foxtrot 626, Lufthansa 175.
2, cleared for the ILS Zulu runway 25 right approach. Descend and maintain altitude 5000 until established. Descend altitude 4000.
Descend altitude 4000, Lufthansa 175. Heinz, you have the comms now.
Understood, Marsh. I'll handle the comms now.
Lufthansa 377, contact Langen radar on 120.155.
Cleared for ILS runway 25 right approach, Austrian 211.
Captain, cabin is ready. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now beginning our final approach into Frankfurt. Please turn off your electronic devices and stow them until we arrive at the gate. Kindly put your tray tables away and ensure your seats are in their full upright position. Also, please fasten your seatbelts. Thank you for your cooperation.
Lufthansa 175, direct Delta Foxtrot 626. Cleared for the ILS runway 25 left approach. Delta Foxtrot 626 transition.
Direct DF 626, cleared ILS runway 25 left approach, DF 626 transition, Lufthansa 175.
Current flight level 220, Lufthansa 32.
2565, Lufthansa 80, November, goodbye. Climbing, flight level T70, Lufthansa 656.
Lufthansa 656, contact Langen radar on 127.62.
Frankfurt departure, good day, Lufthansa 2905 after departure, runway 07 center with Shell
be a fairly bumpy approach. Make sure everyone stays buckled in, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are currently experiencing a fairly
Frankfurt approach,
bumpy approach
Asiana
into Frankfurt.
795,
Please
flight
ensure
level
that your
090.
seatbelts are securely fastened and remain seated until we have landed. Thank you for your understanding.
6,000 feet.
Asiana 795, radar contact.
Frankfurt approach, Lufthansa cargo 8431, flight level 150.
Ryanair 77 Sierra uniform contact. Langen radar on 127.5.
Switching to Langen radar on 127.5, Ryanair 77 Sierra uniform.
Langen info, Aegean 13, flight level 150.
Aegean 13, radar contact. Speederjet 215, contact Langen radar on 129.355. Lufthansa 175, contact Frankfurt Tower on 136.5.
Switching to Frankfurt Tower on 136.5, Lufthansa 175.
Lufthansa 175, Frankfurt Tower, winds 190 at 4, runway 25 left, cleared to land.
Runway 25 left, cleared to land, Lufthansa 175.
Established on the RNAV Yankee runway 25 right. Shamrock 65 Yankee, roger.
That beautiful view of downtown Frankfurt. Our passengers will have an absolutely gorgeous view of downtown Frankfurt off the right side of the aircraft, and there's a rainbow forming as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has informed us that we will have an absolutely gorgeous view of downtown
Beeline 9er
Frankfurt
Delta
off
November
the
holding
right
short
side of
runway
the
25 center, ready for
There's also
departure.
a rainbow in the path ahead.
Beeline 9er Delta November, winds 180 at 4, runway 25 center, cleared for takeoff.
You're down.
Lufthansa cargo 8412 holding short runway 25 center, ready for departure.
Lufthansa cargo 8412, winds 180 at 4, runway 25 center, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 25 center, Lufthansa cargo 8412.
Condor 2038, contact departure on 118.505.
Switching to departure on 118.505, Condor 2038.
Emirates 97978, contact departure on 118.505.
Contact departure 118.505, Emirates 97978 heavy.
$1,000 feet, disconnecting autopilot. Runway in sight. Light director off. Crosswind from the left. Slight.
Hundred above. 200. Minimum.
Lufthansa 087, welcome to Frankfurt, contact ground on 121.805.
Flight slow.
121.805, Lufthansa 087.
Flight slow.
Lufthansa 25, welcome to Frankfurt. Contact ground on 121.805.
121.805, Lufthansa 25, bye-bye, translation.
First green, decel. Manual braking. Brakes off. Vacating.
Lufthansa 175, welcome to Frankfurt. Contact ground on 121.805.
Established on the ILS, runway 25 left.
Switching to ground on 121.805. Lufthansa 1. Frankfurt ground, Lufthansa 175. Cleared of runway 25 left. Ready to taxi to the gate. Good morning.
Lufthansa 175, Frankfurt ground, taxi to A66A via Mike 17, Mike 24, cross runway 7 center, then Lima 14, November 10, November 8, N8 Orange. Good day.
Would like to thank you for flying with us
66A via Mike 17,
Please
Mike
remain seated
24,
with your seatbelts
cross 7
fastened
center,
until we reach
Lima
the final
14,
parking position.
November 10, November 8, N8 Orange, Lufthansa 175.
It's also famous for its stunning skyline and delicious apple wine. Before you depart, I'd like to share some upcoming connections. Flight 1218 to Otopeni at 9:55 from gate A54. Flight 942 to Manchester at 9:55 from gate B33. Flight 1394 to Ruzin at 9:55 from gate A21. Flight 890 to Riga at 9:55 from gate A32. Flight 440 to Houston at 10 o'clock from gate C58. Flight 10 to Hamburg at 10 o'clock from gate A24. Thank you once again for choosing Lufthansa, and we hope to see you back on board very soon.
Hi Maha, we're parking at gate Alpha 66 today.
Okay, Captain.
Lufthansa 74, contact tower on 124.005.
Could you pass on a special thanks to our passengers for a great flight personally from Heinz and me.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Captain Marsh, First Officer Heinz, and the entire crew, we would like to extend a special thanks to you for flying with us today.
Lufthansa
We hope you
102,
enjoyed your
pushback
flight
approved.
from Berlin to Frankfurt. Thank you for your support, and we look forward to welcoming you back on board in the future.
Parking brake. Fuel levers.
Lufthansa 178, request pushback.
We have now parked at gate A66. On behalf of Captain Marsh, First Officer Heinz, and the entire crew, we would like to thank you for flying with us today. We hope you have a wonderful stay here in Frankfurt.
Lufthansa
Enjoy your
178, ready to
vacation,
taxi.
and have safe travels to your next destination.
Lufthansa 178,
Thank you
taxi
for
to
choosing
runway
Lufthansa,
25 center via
and we look
November
forward to
in
welcoming
blue,
you back on
November
board
1.
very soon. Goodbye.
Hi Maha.